After years of long-distance backpacking, I started to research van campers. Soon I was looking into SUV camping and overlanding, something I had never thought of. I soon purchased a used Subaru Forester and was impressed with the possibility of driving all day to a distant trailhead, sleeping for the night, and starting the backpacking trip the following morning. This would open up many opportunities for hiking trails that are more than 5 or 6 hours away without having to rush in miles before dark. The space in the Subaru allows me at 6 foot to sleep straight and flat with the front seats pushed all the way forward and straight up. Impressive for a compact SUV. This is my 2010 Subaru Forester. The first task was to increase my privacy beyond the tinted back windows. Research showed that a roll of reflectix was the cheapest, simplest way to accomplish this task. This required the making of cardboard window templates. Make sure you try the template on the outside and inside the window because it does change the final fit. It also required a great deal of patience and following the rule of measure 3 times, cut once. Also cut larger. It is easier to trim down than to add back, which can't be done and means discarding valuable material. Taking time and making sure all angles are correct is necessary to get the correct window fit. Again, time and patience. The real key step became the addition of a Gorilla Tape edge around the outside. It created a flat lip that slipped nicely into the window crevices to get a tight fit. Repeat for the opposite side window, then move on to the next set of windows. Again, measure, 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 and then cut large. I actually gave up the template idea at this point and just pushed into the window and marked the edge. It worked better and was an easier method. Again, trim outside the line little by little, take time and go slow. Trim, 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 slow, 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 fit, 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 take time. Finally, edge it in Gorilla Tape to get the best fit and seal. Trim it to give a slim edge to slip into window crevices. The crazy thing was that this didn't work out quite right. It just never seemed to match the window. So I switched it to the opposite side and voila, a very nice tight fit. "360 degrees of the completed job. I decided to use a gray black out curtain rather than a front window shade to block out the front seats. It's a personal choice, but privacy is a key. It turned out fairly nice. Next, I researched the pictures of the sleeping platform with the back seat folded down. Measurements are a key in the Forester because it's not level seats to trunk. Luckily, others on the net had the solutions, especially for the necessary slant of the boards. I created my diagrams, list of supplies, and headed to Home Depot. Total bill was under $130 for prime materials, and they did rip the plywood sheet into 3 pieces laid out in my garage. I used the Subaru mat as an outline for cuts and then sanded the edges to save my interior when sliding the piece into and out of the SUV trunk. Next, I added the support legs underneath to get me a raised platform for storage. It also has a cooking slide out that you will see later in the final product. These were screwed together using deck screws countersunk for a smooth, very sturdy top. Just normal wooden deck screws. And you can see how smooth it is. And how strong it is. I'm right around 200 pounds. A quick view of it in the trunk with seats up travel mode. I actually never remove the final trunk sectional and leave it in 24/7 nowadays. Next comes the other 2 upper body sections for 2 or 1 person sleeping arrangements with the back seats folded down. The right side 1 person is wider than the left side. Next is the supporting legs screwed in underneath. Metal braces were added to help latch each upper body section to the previous trunk section. There is also wood blocking to hold the beam for supporting the head section. It is necessary to add a piano hinge to each section. This allows the head section for a 6-foot person to fold back on itself to allow a front seat driver or passenger to travel comfortably. This allows a variety of travel modes based upon number of people in the vehicle. Finally, I decided to carpet the entire sectional sleep platform using Home Depot outdoor carpet that matches the vehicle beautifully. First the large wide section, and then next to it the smaller 2-person sleeping addition. Again, it folds back on itself for travel. Like I previously stated, I leave the carpeted trunk section in the vehicle full time. Here I am placing the larger wide 1-person sleeping platform into the vehicle. It locks itself into place fairly easily. As you can see, a 1-person job. Next, I add the support board for the folding head section when the seat is forward and in full sleeping mode, so the entire body is supported. Finally, at a car campsite on its maiden voyage. And then I'm going to use the mesh here because it's only supposed to get down to the 45, 46 degrees. And so I do want an airflow, so I left it that way, getting airflow across there. And then I left the 1 seat in so I can sit and watch movies tonight later on after the fire dies down. And then I've got the back window covered, and then I'm utilizing the hutch tarp set up with the chair. And then there's the setup with my sleeping bag. 20 degree is over a Neo Air pad, and then I've got my 50 degree quilt on top. because the 50 will be fine in the vehicle tonight to get me down to 45. And then I've got my backpacking gear, so I used it, set it up just like if I were at a real trailhead instead of a campground trailhead. And then I've got water and tent set up for the jet boil set up for coffee and dinner later on. I've got my food there. And then gonna build a fire later on and just chill out for the night. But looking forward to the first night in the Subaru and looking to expand how I can do things and yet at a retired age still be comfortable doing it. So we'll see how it goes. Getting ready to cook dinner. Got beef ramen, beef jerky, some chicken creation to dump in there. Just typical hodgepodge. And then got the fire going. Nice, easy, smooth fire going. As the sun sets in daylight savings time, it's fairly early, but I've downloaded some Netflix, so I'll be able to watch some movies later on, and just really all set up. It's actually getting a little chilly now. Here I am sitting here watching my iPad Netflix. About 8:30. Just got done having some coffee, finishing the last of the fire. That's what the car looks like from the inside. It's a beautiful sky out there tonight. Don't know if you can see it. It's pretty beautiful. And then I close that up just while I'm watching movies. So, easy, relaxing first day. And the car curtain, that curtain right there, it works for campgrounds and places like this to block people out. But if I was stealth camping, I'd probably have to go with a window shade up front to block it totally off. And also these side screens, they'll allow light in and people to see in. But it's not a bad setup at all. Very comfortable. Having a great time.